All right. So why don't you start by just telling us your name and how long you've been with Bellagala?
My name is Tom Baker, and I've been with Bellagala. Got to think about this. It might be 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I need to go back and look to see when I started shooting for them. But it's been a long time. It's at least 8 years. It might be 10 now.
That's
I've lost
awesome.
track.
Yeah, no, that's so awesome. Well, we're happy that we've had you for so long.
Yeah.
So then what kind of got you into photography in the first place?
I took some time off from college. I'm from Minnesota. Went to the University of Montana.
Cool.
And fell in love with being out there and thought I wanted to do biology and kind of had a plan in mind, so to speak, but then turns out it wasn't what I was totally interested in. And then so I took a semester off just to kind of see what I wanted to do. And I ended up working on a sailboat in Maine for about 6 months. And my dad, it was a cruise sailboat, so we take guests and sail around southern Maine, an area called the Penobscot Bay, for anywhere from 3-4 days to about a week, depending on what kind of cruise we were doing. It was a 100-year-old sailboat, so it's what's called a 3-masted schooner, and it was huge. It was 180 feet long, and it was just a really cool experience. And my dad gave me an old camera to take with to photograph while I was there, and I ended up falling in love with photography. And then it turns out that Montana actually, it's in University of Montana, Missoula has a good photojournalism program. So I went back and got a degree in photojournalism. And so it took off from there. And then I've been freelancing since about 2007.
That's awesome. What a cool story. I bet that sailboat experience was like super unique and fun.
Yeah, it was amazing. I almost stayed. My mom was really nervous that I wasn't going to go back to college, go back to school, and but I did, obviously. And so I grew up sailing on small boats, just at like summer camp and stuff. And then when this opportunity came up to me on an old traditional sailboat, I took up on it, and I'm grateful for it because it turned me in the direction I wanted to go.
Yeah, super cool. So then what interests you most about weddings?
The connection. I mean, we're all connected as people. The ultimate emotion that we, don't fully understand sometimes, of course, is love. And love comes in different forms. Obviously you love within a relationship, choosing a partner, but also just connecting with each other, with strangers, serving each other if we can from time to time, and being open and giving to each other. And so I think that's very important. So that's what is fantastic about weddings is, love is a choice ultimately. And so to be there for somebody's day where they choose to love each other and make a commitment to one another is fantastic. And it's not something to be taken lightly. And so it's an important day. And it's a whirlwind day, of course. It goes by very fast. It was weird when I had my own wedding. When I married my wife, it went by in a flash and being on the opposite side of the camera. But people really get caught up in the wedding day itself, which is fantastic. But it's always fun when I photograph a wedding where I know that those people truly love each other and they're making the commitment for the rest of their lives. And to, be there at the sort of first step, so to speak, of that commitment being the wedding day, and to document that for them. And then they can, look back on those photos many, many years from that day and still enjoy it. So I'm glad to be at least a small part of that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know the day goes by so fast and people tell you it all the time, but I also being on the coordinating side of things, didn't really believe it until I had my own wedding. And I was like, wow, that goes by so much faster than you think it does.
Yeah, you take it for granted. And yeah, as you said, just when you're in the midst of it yourself, planning and going through it and really seeing the scope of it and the importance of it, you really could, puts things in perspective. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And yeah, when you're planning your own wedding, it is weird, especially when you've been in the industry for a while.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like, and you could probably relate, once you are married, you then like you look at your clients in a different perspective,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you can actually help them make decisions that you weren't able to help in the past because you weren't married yet.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what I experience.
Yeah, no,
and I
for
can
sure.
say, hey, you might want to consider this over this, or whatever it might be, because the wedding date does go by very fast.
Totally. Yeah, 100% agree. So then how would you describe your overall style?
Certainly photojournalism, documentary, because that's my background. I worked at newspapers and different publications. As a freelancer, along with weddings, I still shoot for publications, both photo and video. And so, I definitely have a storytelling style and sense. So I, really like to give the sense of the day from the beginning, the middle, and the end of the day. And just really capture the moments that are happening throughout the day. Yeah, we definitely do the portraits and the family photos and group photos, bridal party. All of that's very important, certainly. But I enjoy the moments that are shared between people, the candid moments where they're, you can create intimacy through those. And so it's nice. I'm always constantly looking for that stuff when I am at a wedding, and just observing my surroundings and seeing what kind of interactions are happening. And I always try and grab those. And it seems like, with the portraits and the group photos, bridal party, everything like that, people have, a few favorites from those, absolutely. But it seems like when you can capture a beautiful moment between the bride and groom, or, between one of a bride or a groom and their family members, things like that, is always fun to do. And they always look back on those. And when I get feedback, it's like, oh, we love these, with this moment with this person, always seems to shine out among the majority of photographs.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. So my last question for you is pretty easy. It's just tell us about some of your hobbies or your interests outside of photography.
I'm pretty into mountain biking. With COVID, I've always been a pretty avid cyclist, so to speak, and I've been in Montana. I did a lot of mountain biking out there, and then actually we have some pretty fantastic mountain biking here in Minnesota. So with COVID, I finally decided to learn bike maintenance, and so I got a bunch of tools and a bike stand, and so I've been doing that kind of stuff. So through working on, I have a few different bikes, and then we're working on those bicycles, like really helps me enjoy it more. So that's one hobby. My dog is a hobby. So
Yeah.
My wife and I adopted a dog in 2019. So he's almost 3. He was about a year and a half when we got him.
That's awesome.
So he gets us out. He's an excuse to get out, mm-hmm. and enjoy nature. We love hiking and camping, being outdoors. So those activities, and our dog really enhances that for us.
Yeah.
And eventually, when we have a family, we'll go in that direction as well. Certainly, I want to, if I have kids, that I want to show them the beauty of nature and get out hiking and camping with kids once I have them. And also skiing. I love skiing and ice skating. Wintertime, you gotta have a couple of hobbies to
yeah.
avoid cabin fever, and get out and enjoy the outdoors in the wintertime even. So those are kind of the primary hobbies I would say for myself.
Yeah, awesome.